Yes, people, that was the sound of a implosion happening. 4 penalties in the game, and Twitter, as you can imagine, is going absolutely mental. Yes, it's Derek here from the iReady podcast, and this is my reaction to the 4-0 victory over St Mirren in the Premiership at home today. A bit comical, it really was. Some of them, a bit questionable, I would have said, but, certainly St Mirren gave the referee a decision to make, and they will even themselves out over the course of the season, as we keep getting told ourselves. So I'm not really concerned about that. We got the points today. I certainly wouldn't say that St Mirren were dirty at all for any of the penalties or fouls. I just think they were very, very clumsy today, and somebody from their management should have told them they need to be wise. We certainly didn't make heavy weather of it. It was just, St Mirren really, I don't think they even had a shot at goal today. That's how one-sided the game was. We were spraying the passes about and we were hitting shots. Some of them were coming off. We never put their keeper under a great deal of pressure until maybe about the second or third goal went, and certainly the second goal relaxed us. And as ever, it's always the second goal we struggle with. But can only be pleased with that 4-0, and the goal difference. Certainly that's certainly something that could come into play this year. You never know. But certainly 8 changes from the Cowdenbeath game, as you were probably going to expect, and Davis and Defoe were in that squad as well. So we kicked off, and really within 2 minutes we got our first penalty, and there's no arguments about this. It was as clear a penalty as you like. It was great play down the right by Morelos, getting past the winger, crosses the ball into the box. Defoe picks up the ball, takes a touch, and was going away from goal, and clearly fouled well inside the box. A bit of stupidity from the St Mirren defender there, and because, as I said, because Defoe was going away from goal, but he fouled him nonetheless. And Tavernier, cool as you like, steps up and takes the penalty and scores 1-0. So again, we kind of dominated the play. There was no really any doubt about that in the game, and it was in the 24th minute where we got our second penalty. Now, a lot of folks saying it was never a penalty. You can tell what side of the fence they people sit on. It was a penalty for me. There was contact, but it was soft. But it doesn't really make a difference that it was contact and it was a penalty anyway. Basically, it was a lot of play in and around the box. Several shots blocked by the St Mirren defence. Fell to Defoe on the left-hand side of the box, I think it was. Takes a touch to get a better angle, and he was, again, kind of going away from goal almost, and he was fouled inside the box. But soft, but it was a penalty nonetheless. Tavernier not missed a penalty in his Rangers career, I don't think, and he missed it. He hit the post. He had beat the keeper, but it just was the wrong side, and it's going to happen. And fortunately, it was in one of these games where it wasn't, well, at the time obviously it was only 1-0, but fortunately it was in maybe not a less important game, but it was in a lesser opposition game. Certainly if you're coming up against an Aberdeen or a Celtic or something like that, it's a bit different, but we got away with that one there. So into half time, only 1-0 up, we dominated the rest of the half. As I said, no shots on target, I don't think, from St Mirren. Fairly comfortable, but obviously we were worried where that second goal was going to come from. Second half, we dominated again, and we ended up getting a penalty on the 53rd minute. Now, this is where the controversy starts, because it was a handball. Now, initially I thought it was well inside the box. However, on replay, it was actually, I think, maybe on the line, or certainly just outside the box. And I've spoke to Dave, and he thinks that it was continued on inside the box. However, I would say we can't complain about the likes of the Cowdenbeath penalty if we're going to happily accept this one. But certainly it was a clear handball. He jumped up and his hands were in the air, hit his hands. The referee gave, I think, a free kick, and actually then he deferred to his near side linesman, who actually gave the penalty. So can't blame Andrew Dallas. Yes, the conspiracy theory about Andrew Dallas there. It was his linesman on that one. But Tavernier, cool as you like this time. I wouldn't say it's brave because it's his job at the end of the day, but certainly after missing the second penalty, he steps up to take this one and dispatch that to make it 2-0. Again, we dominated the rest of the game, and you know, we were in control from there. We started to play with a lot more confidence and a wee bit more openly that way. I think St Mirren obviously had to push the boat out a wee bit, and as ever when it goes 2-0. But the fourth penalty was given on the 79th minute, and again, maybe a bit of controversy surrounding it. It was Candace who went down. Certainly it was fouled, there's no doubt about that. However, it could be argued it was maybe just outside the box, and I felt it was just outside the box. Dave, again, I've spoke to him and he feels it was clearly inside the box. I don't know, it's 6 2/3, but certainly just pure comical value for the fact that it's the fourth penalty to us in the game. It's got the usual suspects completely foaming at the mouth, so I'll take it just for that anyway. But unbelievably, a complete class from Tavernier here on his hat trick, and I think Defoe wanted to take it, so he grabbed the ball, and Tavernier deferred to Defoe in this one. So really classy act from Tavernier there. But up steps Defoe, cool as you like again, and dispatches the penalty to make it 3-0. And really about a minute later, we scored our fourth goal of the day with Ryan Kent, which he started it in our half, passed to Defoe, who drove forward, and he then he looked up and seen Kent running into the left hand side of the box. Bearing in mind he had started the actual whole move, and he looked up, delayed a wee bit, played an inch perfect pass. The keeper ran out, and Kent played a lovely dink over the keeper to put it into the back of net. Lovely all round goal, that one there. So I'm glad we scored from open play anyway, just for the sake of it. So can't argue with that. Certainly 4-0. You know who'll be raging about it, but I really don't care at this point. So certainly it teases up nicely for the next game against Aberdeen on Wednesday night, which is an away fixture. So that's a real must-win, because they've started to claw back some points, unfortunately, and they won against Hibernian today. So not only to get the points, you know, we've not beat them this season. Certainly one of the game we should have won, and the other two have been dire against them. So we owe them a bit of payback for this. So here's hoping. I'll be back with another post match after that game, and then I don't know when we'll have the next main pod out, but probably next week at some point, because there'll be 3 games by then. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.